Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana once again with Expressions Craft Studio, and we're going to be working on some more Christmas cards because, well, Christmas is coming. So let's switch over. There we go, to the work surface. Sorry about the glare. I tried turning the light off, but then it was literally too dark for me to see. So these are some more digital images that I printed out. Oh, let me talk into the mic because that's part of my problem. These are some more digital images that I printed out, and I've just added, I bought the scenery, the background, and then I added the label with the text and the snowflake in that case. And these are just various fonts that I've got in my rather large font collection. So I'm going to use these dies. I'm not going to use any dies on this one, sorry. I'm just going to cut these out and mat them on the front. Now I haven't decided yet if I want to use white cardstock or blue cardstock, but it'll be one of the two. So I'm going to go through my stash after I get everything cut out and see what I like for the background or for the card base for these. So then for this one, this is just some more digital images, and I'm going to cut these out with these dies right here and layer them. So I'm hoping to cut out the front portion and then put a layering background behind there and then put that on a card front. And then these I made even smaller. It's the same design as the last one, but I am going to once again, I'm going to layer them. Let's see if we can get this in the screen here. I've got two sets here and they'll both work. And you may have noticed I have a collection of decal dies. These are just the rectangular ones. I love the decal dies. I love the torn edge look without actually tearing it. I know that sounds a little weird. That's just the way I'm built. But I love the decal dies, and there's some more on my list that I want to get. But I just love the look because I'm normally a very, I hate to say OCD, but I like, maybe it's type A. Let's go back to type A. Neat thing, I don't do irregular very well. For me, it's very controlled, concise. So that's part of what I like about the decal dies, because they are controlled, because they're a die. You can't change the way they're shaped, but they're irregular in the way they're shaped. So if that makes sense to you, then you can relate, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, I just babbled on about that. But anyway, I'm going to go and cut all of these out, so I will be putting you on pause for that, because I don't think anybody wants to see that. And then I'll come back and we'll play with some different layering techniques. So I will be back in a jiffy. Alright, I'm back. I finished cutting everything. I did some miscuts, which I frequently do. I don't know how I get everything turned around. So on these first four, I got two of them smaller than the other two. So two of them will go on a card without any kind of layered piece, and I think they'll look all right. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use white. I might use blue, but there's those two. And then the others will be layered, the other two off of that sheet. What I'll do is I'll layer them like so. And it's not quite centered, but you get the idea. And I may go back and, before I glue everything down, cut another center out of that, just because you won't be able to see it and I can use it for something else, because I did get, let me get these all up out of the way. I did get some nice scraps that I can use for tags or whatever from cutting all these others. And I'm hanging on to those because you never know when you might need something like that. So for these, again, they're going to have a layered background. And those are two with the blue, and then two with like a marbled blue that's got some silver in it, which I think is really pretty. You can only see a little bit of it. And again, I may go through and cut out the center parts a bit, just so that I can use those for something else. Got some smears on my picture. So then these, what I did was I cut out the outside frame and then the inside frame, like I was saying I was going to do with those. And I'll just lay these smaller ones behind it and glue them down like that. So I've got some of those in the blue. I think I did 4 of those. And then I've got this blue wrapping paper that I've attached to cardstock, and I think that's going to be really pretty as well. I might put that on like a pearl cardstock just to kind of keep it all the same shine. And here we've got some gold wrapping paper. Now, one of the things I like about these decal dies, and if you're looking, you might think, well, she didn't get that very straight, but that's why I like them, because even when they're not perfectly straight, you can't really tell just because of the way they're shaped. And I like that. That works out really well for me. There's another one. Now this last one I did on the blue wrapping paper as well, and then I decided to emboss it because I wanted to see what that would look like. And it's pretty, but it tore the wrapping paper, as it will sometimes do when you're embossing. I actually don't mind that look, though. I think it kind of gives it an antique look. And I might take some, what's it called? You rub it on, or you burnish like a metallic on or something. And I might do that just to see if it'll attach itself to the white pieces or the white spaces a little bit. And then again, I might not, because like I said, I actually kind of like that. Like I said, it feels like it's kind of antique-y to me. So I'm going to make sure I have enough card bases ready to go. And then I will start gluing everything down and coming up with some sentiments for the, if not the fronts of the cards, then the very least the insides of the cards. Because some of these I think are pretty enough that they kind of stand alone. They don't necessarily need a sentiment on the front, but we certainly could. So we'll see. We'll get back to playing with this a little bit and then we'll be back. I did decide to use some, what is this called? Metallic luster. I got it at AC Moore, which I believe Michael's bought out. This is Cosmic Blue, and I did end up using this on this cutout, or embossed die cut. I'll get it right in here a second. I started off with the metallic blue, and it really didn't show up. It did kind of cover up the white a little bit, but it didn't really show off a different color. So I grabbed the Cosmic Blue just to see, and I love the way that turned out. And I don't know if the camera is picking that up or not, but it is so pretty. So I'm gonna go back to putting stuff together and I'll return. All right, I have got everything cut out. I started to say glued together. I used no glue. I used a cheap tape runner from Walmart. It's like a 4-pack. I used one and then just a little bit of this one. It's so much faster than glue, but boy, does it get used up quickly. So we're just going to do a quick preview here, and there's slight variations on some of them, but they're all very similar. So this one has a pearly cardstock on it, and I still need a sentiment for the inside, but that will come later. And this one is exactly the same. Now this one, there's a little bit of metallic in the background. It's kind of a marbled, marbled metallic. And so these two are actually the same. And then these were the larger ones. And it's all digital. There's nothing stamped or anything. So, oops. And these open up that way. So, trying to keep the shine off of it. That needs buffed a little bit more. Put my towel away. This one opens traditional. And again, these are on the pearlescent cardstock just to add a little extra something to them since there's no layers or anything. And the same with that one. Now these are fairly plain, but I used a large decal die from one set, and then a smaller one from another, and then just layered the printout in the background. And some of these are on plain cardstock and some are on pearl. But these get progressively better as they go because I tried some different things. So this one has an embossed frame on it. There you go. And I really, really like that. But then I took it to the next level and embossed again. And I used this white rub-on, metallic rub-on from whatever this set is. It doesn't even have a name on it. So it says non-toxic, but it's probably full of bad stuff. It says it's from North Carolina. Jim Allred Supply. I don't know. But anyway, I used the white one on here. I tried it on the blue wrapping paper background. It didn't really show up. But it showed up nice on this one. It's just a very subtle effect. Now this one, I tried using the blue from here. Oops, there you go. And it didn't really show up as well as I would have liked. So I ended up going with this metallic luster. I think I showed you this already. And this one just came out so nice. And then here's with the gold frame and the wrapping paper. And this is on pearl cardstock. And there we have the same thing again. Then here's the blue wrapping paper layered over the image on the pearl cardstock. And this one is my favorite. This is the blue, and I didn't get it very centered, but that's okay. This is the blue wrapping paper with the blue luster, cosmic blue metallic luster on top on pearl paper. And I don't know if you can see this, but in real life, it is so nice. The shadows left with the darker blue in the background. Oh my God, it's my favorite. I wish I'd done them all this way. But it's just so beautiful. So, there you go. That's, I think I was supposed to be 17, but I have one left over that I may turn into a card. I may not. I haven't decided yet. I may just add it to my stash pile. But yeah, so that's 16 more cards for our Cards for Soldiers. And even though, because you can't send glitter to Cards for Soldiers, this is not glitter. It is an image of glitter, so it should be all right. And same with the Pearl Ace Cost. I don't see that flaking off to anybody. I don't think the luster rub-on will cause a problem, and that shouldn't cause a problem either since it's glued down. So all of these should be able to go to the Cards for Soldiers program, and I was really behind on those anyway, so, and I need to get those sent out. Hopefully I haven't missed their deadline for getting them out in time for Christmas. Anyway, what doesn't go to Cards for Soldiers will go to the Angel Card Project at the end of the year, where I will pick however many people I want to send Christmas cards to, and I've talked about that before. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet and not babble on. Oh, but on another note, I got a message from my friend Ellen. She lives in Australia, and She was just checking in on me, and we are part of a Facebook group, and I'm a watch her channel, Ellen Woodbridge, and she's a Stampin' Up demonstrator. But anyway, she just sent me a message and wanted to know how my husband knows her husband's good friend. And turns out, now they all live in Australia. We live in the middle of the United States. Turns out that Don, my husband, went to school with David's best friend or good friend Kevin when Kevin was an exchange student in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Many, many, many moons ago. Well, almost 41, because we've been married 40. So, or longer. I don't know if that was their senior year or what, but yeah, small world. I mean, literally on opposite sides of the globe, on opposite hemispheres, and because one young man traveled to be an exchange student in Kansas, there's this additional connection that we have now. So it's kind of blown my mind a little bit. I'm not even going to lie. It's just this crazy coincidence, or who knows what it is, but it just made my day. So there you have it. Strange but true. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all back at it. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time. Which, just to give you a heads up, I think next time I have got an idea. I love easel cards, and I've got an idea to make some cute stuff. Again, hopefully for Cards for Soldiers. I'll leave off any glitter. And I'm going to be using Design Space in my Cricut if all goes well. So that's my plan for the next batch of cards. We'll see. Fingers crossed. And if it works out, I'll share that file with anybody who wants it. You just have to join my group to get it, my Facebook group, which is Expressions Craft Studio. So anyway, until then, I'm going to go look for some of my other friends around the globe, because it's about time for my friend Ruth to do her artful Stampin' demonstrations, and I look forward to those every day. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later, and happy crafting.